Welcome to the Foul Out Podcast. Today we got DJ on the cam, Willie on the cam, my brother Arkeem, and myself. And we got a few things on the docket today. Sean Diddy Combs sentencing, Kyren Lacy footage showing he was innocent. The government shut down 500 National Guard troops in Chicago, and a hypothetical question at the end. So let's get straight to it. So, Sean Combs, aka Diddy, was officially sentenced to 50 months. So that's 4 years and 2 months in prison, and he will get credit for 12 months time served. So my question for y'all is, do y'all think it was a fair sentence? Is it too long? Should it have been longer? What do y'all think?
First I'm gonna go. Look, Diddy. I'm not saying that he's just the most innocent guy, but he was innocent on the crimes they got him on, and it was messed up how the judge brought in things like took things into consideration that he was exonerated from. So he was saying coercion and all this other thing, and like he said something about abuse towards women. Diddy didn't get convicted on that. He didn't get convicted on coercion. He didn't get convicted on racketeering, but he still took that in consideration. And I think they're gonna come back on him because they're calling him a 13th juror. So I think that 4 years for the Mann Act. Generally, people get 2 years for that. 4 years for the Mann Act. I think that overall, because he was facing life, 4 years, that's great. But considering what he got convicted for, 4 years is excessive.
Okay. I'm
They
gonna
definitely knocked them. I'm sorry.
go ahead, Willie.
Go ahead.
I'm saying I think at the end of the day it's a dub for the how can I word this cuz I want us to be alive for the next episode. For the boys in blue it was a dub because if they got anything to stick. See that's the thing. A lot of y'all boys y'all want to see folks go on there and sing a solo. But for them, they just want them to touch the stage. And see now they're going to get him to touch that stage. You know, it's a line from a really hot rap song from a while ago that said, some Tupac, but I been did time. See, they gonna mark that on him. They gonna mark that on him that he did time. And so when every room that he go in, folks gonna know they dealing with that. And you know, what's so crazy is it's 4 years, right? And he's already served 12. They're giving him time served, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Brother, in the age of the internet we in today, you just need 6 months to go into obscurity. I know y'all saw that Young Thug interview, how he was talking about life was over with, and he didn't even serve. He ducked the charges. So I think it's going to be detrimental, sadly, because Diddy pushing 60. So he'll be about 60 or so or close to it when he get out. And it's not going to like say kill him financially. I think it's just a mark on his name, and it's just the boys in blue can say they got one, right? Gucci Mane going to jail, okay. You know, Pooh Shiesty, okay. But now they can say they got Diddy. They can really say they got one.
A
They
black
can take the picture
billionaire.
and pose with it. You know what I'm saying? They can do that with this one.
So they ain't necessarily trying to cut his throat. They just trying to get a mark on his face.
You don't think it's gonna really affect him financially? I think he's been weakened financially.
Dude,
Like,
he was a billionaire. Now he worth four
Oh,
hundred million.
he definitely been weakened for sure. Like that's
To
going.
the average person, 400
Oh,
million
he
is great.
like
Diddy
now. If
kind
you
of like
thinking
400.
now, you thinking he finna go broke throughout the time frame? No, no. He gonna come home
but
with some money.
but check it out though. Okay, his main income source was Diageo, Ciroc. So
Right.
like if he no longer has that, and his name is Mud now, like what can he do to like still drive cash flow?
It's Diddy. He gonna figure something out.
Yeah, he'll find something.
He gonna
Yeah,
figure something out. It ain't like he
I'll
gonna
put it
say,
like
"Well,
this.
I ain't got Diageo. I'm out of here, y'all."
He coming out of jail, he gonna come out of prison way better than 99.99%. Even famous people who got money. then a lot of people will. But he'll find something. He'll make that move. You know, a lot of people said the same thing, and to a lesser degree, because he didn't go to jail, but he was in football jail. They said, what Colin Kaepernick gonna do? And then they all spazzed when they figured out Nike was paying him $13 million. So he gonna find a way, bro. I think Diddy gonna find a way. What he's gonna have to do though is, unlike Kaepernick, he not a young man no more, right? He's 60 something years. He's gonna be 60, pushing 60 years old when he get out. So it just depends on how much fight that dog got left in him. You know, it's unfortunate they were able to get a mark on him, that he will have to go behind bars. Hopefully he don't get touched up, but he will have to be in there with them men. And some of them men like men. So he gonna have to fend for himself a little bit.
But the difference is, though,
Oh man,
I doubt somebody like him can even legally go to general population.
why couldn't he?
A person like that can't go to Diddy, can't go to Gen Pop, bro, unless he just like fighting for it, like Suge Knight did. But they're not gonna send a billionaire to general population with dudes who never even had two quarters to rub together. They're never gonna
Man,
do that.
I hope they don't. But he got that one thing going against him though, that could let them do it. He got the big elephant in the room going against him.
What?
Now, now articles
What
I've been
else?
Say
What
it.
reading
Just
else? What
call
else?
out.
What else
is
start with B?
now the articles I've been reading is speaking that Diddy was actually seeking business ventures and trying to set up actually speaking arrangements while he was still in prison, like he was finna walk away. That's what I
I
was
don't
reading.
know who did. I don't know who allowed that, because that's
Now,
gonna make the judge say,
if
you
that's
know
the
what,
case,
I'm
now
gonna make sure you don't
OJ's
make that
lawyer
date.
spoke on it and even said to himself that was like a slap to the face of the judge and that he would have dropped Diddy instantly. He in a way he's gonna work for the guy who's gonna do something crazy like that. So I'm thinking stuff like that floating around. I thought the judge probably add a little extra razzle dazzle to that sentence. I think he probably could have walked away better if stuff like that wasn't floating around. What you think?
I think it's fair sentencing. I actually predicted 5 years. Got
Oh
four
wow.
with time served. So I mean he'll do 3, and he may walk out the door in like a year and a half. So
You know he
if
got appeals coming, so he might. Yeah, I can agree with you on that. And this not going. We trust him. This is not the last time you're gonna hear about this. We're gonna be.
so all right. So what? How do y'all stand when it comes to Diddy? Like, what's y'all's like general feelings about him? If he put out a clothing line, would you buy it? If he like, what's your general sentiment of him? Like, do you think he like a weirdo now? Like, what is it?
Well, at first I was kind of like, bro, what the hell? But now I see that I feel like that they just was trying to set the black guy up. That's what I feel like, man. And it's like, even when sometimes black guys could be like guilty, just the history. It's just kind of like you always just kind of like, yo, what? Because they got R. Kelly, so I guess they were just thinking, hey, maybe we can try to go and get Diddy too. I mean, because this is one of those things that if he wasn't famous, nobody would care. This crime that they consider, if he wasn't famous, no, they wouldn't be trying to arrest this guy. If he wasn't
I
Diddy,
agree.
if this was a
I
white
agree.
guy who was probably making $300,000-$400,000 a year, living in New Jersey, doing this, they wouldn't care. And he was just doing this with some girls from the Bronx, and they wouldn't be after him. And that's how you can always tell if it's a BS crime, because all he was doing was watching live action porn, basically. You know, like, he beat up Cassie, but it's a lot of dudes who beat up women and the feds don't chase them. I'm not condoning that at all. It's just the crime. It's like you could just simplify it way too easy, and that's when it's just like, what? Because if let's go back and think about somebody else's crime. Let's think like Charles Manson. There's no way you can simplify that. Like, hey, he just was chopping people up. That's all he did. Like you can't simplify that crime. Like R. Kelly's is like, well, it's tapes and the girls are 14. That's all he did. He did the same thing Elvis did. It's kind of like, whoa, but then Diddy's it's kind of like these were grown women, completely consenting. And the dudes, the prostitutes, male prostitutes, these dudes like do Vlad TV interviews. And they are saying stuff like, man, when she opened the door and I seen Cassie, I was like, he didn't know it was Cassie. He said, when I seen her, she was so bad. I was like, I do this for free. Like what's going on? And some of them say they didn't know it was Diddy because Diddy would be wrapped up and have mask on and stuff like that. But me personally, it's just like you can just simplify it too much, and it's just like, bro, like if this wasn't Diddy, the feds would not be after this. The city cops would not be after this. Police department, local police department, the state would not be on something like this. This is, I don't know. I don't know what you call this. I've never heard of anybody really being arrested for this.
So you take away the influence, we have no case. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it was more so about. You see, as soon as she lost, she got fired, right? It's
Yeah.
because, yeah. As soon as she lost, she got fired. It's because at first, and then they lied to us. They came out saying it was children involved and people were being forced to work. And you remember those? Say it was 10,000 bottles of baby oil. Like none of that stuff wasn't true, man. But
The
we
government,
can.
it does seem like prosecutors like leak certain information to try to like get the public on their side. But it's like if none of that stuff is true, it's not going to hold up in court. So, you could just be trying to destroy a person's reputation. But uh let's probably wrap that topic up. Any final thoughts there? Okay,
They
cool.
got my
Hey,
dog.
people stop saying no
They got your,
Diddy.
they got your dog.
I
They got
knew
my
that it was
dog, man.
bad when I heard Jason Calacanis say no Diddy. I knew it was bad, man. But okay, let's tee off the next one. Uh Kyren Lacy. Arcane, can you lead this topic off?
Man. So Kyren Lacy was a young, aspiring NFL. We didn't call him NFL hopeful. He was going, right, DJ? What you
Yeah,
call it?
going.
NFL prospect. He was going around probably in the third or fourth round wide receiver. He was going. Um, he was in Thibodaux, something like that. Thibodaux, Louisiana. He was driving, and initially they told us he caused the wreck that cost a 71-year-old man his life. He was facing life in prison by the state of Louisiana. And witnesses said, yes, Kyren Lacy hit the man and all that kind of stuff. So about 4 or 5 days ago, surveillance footage was released by his lawyer that his lawyer had to fight to go get. Like they didn't just turn it over to him. They had this information the whole time.
Mm.
And sadly, Kyren Lacy, knowing that he was an innocent man, took his own life. His NFL dreams, he completely got ousted out of the NFL conversation. He was sitting on the docket waiting to get 30 years to life in prison for driving, drunken driving. And it was plastered all over the CNN, NBC, all over mainstream media. But now that the truth is being uncovered that Kyren was not even a part of the wreck, he was 72 yards behind the wreck. I don't even know how they even thought to put him involved in it. The two cars crashed, and then Kyren comes in a Hellcat and go around them. And somehow they roped him into it and said that he killed this 71-year-old man driving negligence.
Hmm.
That's the Louisiana State Department. That's Louisiana for you right there. That is it.
They sent a counter video, I know, trying to refute what the lawyer said recently. I don't know. I think it was today I saw it, but it is pretty sad that that happened. I mean, he, I don't know, man. He didn't even get to go to trial. So you just kind of feel for him. because he clearly had a lot of stuff on his mind, and it's just kind of sad how all that turned out. So hopefully it can be some retribution, something, but sad.
Yeah. The question just comes up like, if it had gone to trial, if he didn't do what he did, would this information have ever come out? And how did he
I
get
think they
roped
would have
into
had
it?
to present they would have had to present
Yeah,
these
so
videos. I think 100%. This couldn't have gone to trial, and you had them just sitting out there. Because if anybody ever found out about them videos, that'd be a real bugaloo if he had to go to jail.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
This is just a story of a young black boy who was had the finger pointed at him, called him guilty without even a chance to prove was he innocent or not. And it's sad to see a young talent just, getting hit with the pressure of possibly losing everything he had worked so hard for, causing him to give up on his faith before God had a chance to get him out of a situation. And
Yep.
I hate to see it. And Arcane, you saying third, fourth round? I'm thinking first, second. I'd watch it. That guy was nice. That guy was nice.
So I'm
nice.
looking at body cam footage, dude. His car not even in the wreck. Like, what are they?
Exactly.
His car not even wrecked.
And Arkeem, I'm reading the article from ESPN. You said 72. The lawyer stated he was even further. He was almost 100 yards away. Like, he was so far away from
He
them.
was 90 yards back. He was
Yeah.
72 yards at collision. So
at
when
collision.
those two cars hit
Okay.
each other,
Okay.
he was 72
Okay.
yards back.
Oh yeah,
He
that's
was
even
90
more.
yards.
That's even better.
Yeah, they said he was 90 yards away from the intersection. I
Intersection,
heard that
okay.
part you talking about. It was like 98 yards for it was something else. But at the time of collision,
He got back in
72.6.
the right lane because they said he was like on the opposite lane passing cars, but he got back in the appropriate lane like almost 100 yards before the accident was even finna take place. And you were right, the 72 when he was already in the appropriate lane when the collision even happened, but he was 72 yards away. Had nothing to do with the wreck.
Like how does this?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like
okay. I have the video. Let me put it up on the screen.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
3 p.m. and 54 seconds, a portion of the crash can be seen as it occurs. Moments before the crash, the gold pickup truck abruptly veers out of the northbound lane into a business, while the green Charger is approaching in the same lane. Immediately after the crash occurred, the green Charger was observed on surveillance video and by witnesses traveling through the crash scene and continues north on LA 20, failing to stop.
And that's his car there. Like, how is he involved?
How is he involved in this wreck?
The briefing will now transition to troopers' response and investigation. At 12 o'clock p.m., a two-vehicle injury crash with road blockage was dispatched to Louisiana State Police Troop C via the 911 dispatch system. The responding trooper arrived on the scene at 12:07 p.m. and was immediately met by numerous witnesses who described a green Charger driving aggressively and causing the crash. The video has been edited for time purposes.
Region 2, be advised, we got total road blockage on LA 20.
If you get a chance, can you advise code of injury?
Civil.
She hits the bone.
What's how are the injuries? What
She
are they?
got a broken ankle.
Back injuries and then
Oh,
stuff like that. I was on
so
the phone when I
two
was
back
when
injuries,
earlier.
one broken ankle.
Yeah, I just told him not to move. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Me doing my part.
You said something about a green Charger. Who told you something about a green Charger?
I'm down 18 wheeler like this, sir.
Okay, so you saw it?
I saw it.
What did you see happen?
He went to pass him. I say when he went to pass him cars back there around around the curve. All right?
Okay.
All right. Hey, he come down, right? When he come down, I got Mr. He had his brother that he was taken to the emergency room, to the hospital or something like that, chemo, something like that. But I got his number also to verify this, because he was a car that was in front of her. The Charger swerved back in, and cut somebody else off, whoever was behind them.
Okay.
But then they slammed. The Charger, he swerved in front of them. They slammed on brakes, and by this time, he slips through, right?
Okay.
As he slips through, she's coming. She like to round the back of the truck. Okay. Wrong with the other way.
I want to watch the video one more time.
According to the video timestamp, at 12:03 p.m. and 54 seconds, a portion of the crash can be seen as it occurs. Moments before the crash, the gold pickup truck abruptly veers out of the northbound lane into a business, while the green Charger is approaching in the same lane. Immediately after the crash occurred, the green Charger was observed on surveillance video and by witnesses traveling through the crash scene and continues north on LA 20, failing to stop.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like he was driving in the wrong lane, illegally passing.
So he was jumping. It looked like he was going over the double yellow line. And getting in front of people.
But how
does that cause people in front of you to wreck?
That's what I was thinking too. I still don't understand how that became his fault, but
it's because they wanted it to be his fault.
My only thing is if they were reacting to him and trying to maneuver out the way and wreck, possibly, I'm not sure. But did somebody pass away in the crash though? Is that what it was?
Yeah, they say somebody passed away. A 71-year-old man passed away.
Okay.
Well, somewhere like Louisiana, that's good enough for them. That's why you can't, drive like that. I guess he was doing wrong driving, but if he drove in somewhere like Louisiana, you drive by like that, and then somebody gets unalived in a house next on that same street you driving by fast enough. That was enough for them. What color is he? Oh, yeah, you did it. I believe that loud sound that you did, boy, and them loud pipes on that car, that made that this good white man go crazy, and then that made him put two bullets in his wife's head. So you liable, not him. That's all it take. That's all it take right there. Oh, you ain't. What'd he say? What'd he say on 42? He said, he said, get your Negro off the field. He said, where you from? Oh, I'm from Greenville, Mississippi. Oh, well, you know better than, boy. You know better than, boy.
Yeah. That I don't know, that's rough. Because
you see this video, I don't know how that sticks in the courtroom. I don't know how that sticks.
it goes back to what Anthony was saying, though. I mean, if his reckless driving caused that wreck, then there's a case there if that's what caused the wreck.
I think he would have lost in court. Like in Louisiana, he would have lost. Like if it was like in California, where people are a little bit more open-minded. But once they see, once you get him in a courtroom with the people that they're going to choose on that jury, some toothless, uneducated, people.
Well,
He's
like this, for instance, what happened to Henry Ruggs?
Nah, Henry Ruggs did this. That's different.
Right.
Yeah,
But
that's a whole different. Yeah.
you saw him going to court, and I thought he about to get out of jail. It looked like now, and you would have thought, well, what he did, he wouldn't be seeing outside no time soon. I think if he would have went to court, he would have had a case. He definitely wouldn't have got life in prison. That wouldn't have happened. But he could have saved face. Maybe have won. If this video comes out, I just don't think you could have the same reaction of like, oh, he did something like, because the thing is, right? Somebody said this earlier on the I was listening to something on the way home. When you hear something versus when you see it, it's two different reactions. I didn't see this video. I only heard what they were saying, and it made it seem like he did something crazy, like a Henry Ruggs type deal. Watching this video, it's like, okay, he might have reckless drove or whatever, but it's not what he was being made out to be. So he would have got some grace there. I think he would have been okay if it went to court, but it never did. They never were able to get their hands on him, right? The people that needed to get their hands on him were never able to get their hands on him. And
Oh
just be like, sit
yeah,
still, calm down.
yeah. They probably held this video when the police actually saw this video. They probably wanted to hide it. They didn't want it. They wanted it to be him. That's how they do. They want it to be you. And no matter what happens, this dude could have not even been his car in there. They'd been like this. Well, we got to do something. You know what I mean? That's just, yeah, that's him. And you know the him I'm talking about. That's how they do, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it's time, whenever they see a target, it's like they want to pick the culprit. Does that make sense? It happened all the time.
They don't just go in suspect agnostic. They just
depending on who, because you can show them. We just had one recently with the CK thing. I ain't even say his name. They wanted it to be some, so bad, but when they saw it, well, I'm going to do bomb threats to HBCUs, because that's who they wanted it to be, somebody else so bad. But it's one of their own, and you have a hard time in life, so it's best to just try to avoid them altogether, man. Avoid them kind of people. Avoid these type of people that the main problem you gonna have is gonna be them uneducated YTs. You know what I'm saying? Uneducated ones. Them the worst ones, man. They cause problems, and then they so uneducated and so, lack of a better term, stupid, that they forget they started the problem. They forget that they're hunting for a problem. Like they don't even know that they are trying to be a shit starter. But let me get off that. Anybody got any final words for this?
No, that's it.
Yeah, because I saw this video. I saw this video the other day. It was recorded at a traffic stop. This cop punched this guy. You know what color he was. A cop. He punched this dude with his back turned. And the dude turned around and said, "No, come on. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it." The cop pulled out a gun, shot him right here, and then shot him in the head.
For what?
The cop punched him when his back was turned. Like the dude, I don't know what they were looking at, but the cop hit him when his back was turned with a hook. And the dude turned around and said, "All right, come on, let's go. Let's go." The cop pulled out his gun and shot him right here, and then in the head, and then he fell. I was like, is this AI? But it was real. I just scrolled straight past it though, man. Like I said, they be forgetting they the shit starter. But
do we see where it was at? Like what? Like
I didn't even, man. I be seeing so much stuff. I just move, dude. I
That's
just move
crazy.
on sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. The government shutdown. Um, so I guess the newest developments that I've heard is that it's still a deadlock. Democrats and Republicans just can't come to an agreement on this funding issue.
That's all part of the plan. This mug ain't finna get done. I don't know if you're done, I'm sorry, but they ain't finna end this mug until they can end this mug. You feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying, brother, man? They sitting there saying, this is an opportunity. Let's keep this government shutdown going. And while we doing that, let's formulate cut our losses. Some of these boys that's gotten furloughed, they don't want them boys to come back. As you can see, I don't know the validity on this, and please check me if I'm wrong. If I misspoke. But I think they were trying to say the president was trying to come up with a way where he didn't have to pay people back who were furloughed. Or I definitely saw where they were talking about not bringing everybody back, if possible. If this could be a way to expedite the process of cutting the federal workforce. Now, those are just little glancing articles I saw. I didn't check the source. But I mean, that makes sense to keep it shut down because I mean we're coming up on the point of the year where stuff slows down anyway. So we were in a blackout for the most part for federal payments anyway. Wasn't nobody really getting paid. It was almost like this was the worst time for the government to shut down with the money situation. So it's a tight ship right now. And so we're gonna see how this falls out. But I don't know. I don't think it's a big rush to open this thing back up.
When is the fiscal year end for the government, Willie?
It ended already. So the fiscal year already ended and it's FY26 now. But because the government shut down, a lot of programs and stuff are on hold. So money is not flowing freely as you would think because of the shutdown. The the FY basically happened while the government was shut down. So the change happened while the government was shut down.
Gotcha.
For what I've been reading, they've been the sixth time of voting that just passed by, and they're still deadlocked. So I agree with Willie. I was anticipating this to end at the beginning of this week, but my prediction was wrong. We might ride out October through this
My original prediction was 2 weeks, but I reeled it back to 1 week. But I want to go back up to 2 because it seemed like they're pretty far apart. And I forgot that they weren't even going to reconvene until Friday anyway. So I should have kept my initial 2 weeks. But the thing that Willie was saying about them trying to trim the federal workforce, I just don't know I just don't really know the information behind that. Like I know Trump is floating the idea, but like how can he do it? What tools can he use to do it? What statutes? I'm not sure. So, but if he can, do I think he will? Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean,
It's
you just
like,
got to tell them. You have to
why are
tell
they
them
trying
no.
to get rid of the federal workers? Why, to spend the money somewhere else?
Yep.
Yep, government waste.
exactly what they want.
The the issue is they view the waste as people, not programs, not appropriations. The people, and that's the bad part. Is that it's people who will lose their jobs. The money ain't changing, right? They're not cutting money in the sense of we just not gonna have this money no more. They saying we need to give this money to people, and that's the part that's worrisome.
Yeah. So have things changed at all in the atmosphere, the environment at work for y'all?
I mean, we got appropriated money that we running of right now.
Yeah.
It's not endless money, right? But we got a little bit in the storehouse. Some of us do. I can't speak for everybody else because the federal government is so much bigger than just the Department of War I mean, Department of Defense, whatever we are now. But we got a little bit of money, but dude, it runs out like everything else, right? So
Yeah.
I think we got enough to make it to the end of the year. But
So
after that,
there's no panic like in the general
No,
consensus.
nothing at the moment. If we knock on wood, I mean, if we have this conversation in the November, then
yeah, if this goes past Halloween,
yeah,
yeah, so it's cooked.
little head scratch might be like, okay,
Really,
all right.
a month is when it's worry
Because
time.
you can't because in a government shutdown, you can't do no new money. It's
Right,
hard
it's
to do new
nothing.
money. Like when you think of new money, Anthony, think of like
Right.
travel orders. Think of like, oh, we got to have an independent contractor come in and do cleaning. You can't do any of that stuff. So stuff is just piling up.
Well, what I'm saying is the longest government shutdown ever was like a month long, like 35 days. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I don't know if a month is when is like the time to be like, okay, something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, if next week we don't have anything, it's going to be trouble because you got to think we don't have a
Right.
CR. We don't have any continuing resolution for funding. The easiest thing they could do is sign this thing, right? Do something and say, hey, we'll reconvene in December. But they've just been pushing the road. They've been pushing the ball down the road, and I mean,
I will say it has been a what is it? Turbulence, a turbulent year
Turbulent.
to be a federal worker. Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster.
yep,
I tell you that.
should have took the DP
But
map. I mean, should have took the DR. The first DRP was so sweet, but everybody was scared to take it, which I get it. But the first DRP was sweet, man.
What's
If
the
he run that
DRP?
back, designated retirement. So the first DRP was under Doge. Basically, if you retired under this system, you would get your yearly salary for the next. At that time, it was February. It was say till September, so 7 months. If you was already thinking about leaving, that's a sweet deal. I mean, I can go get another job and be getting paid. I can get double. Tax season, it might be a little weird, but that'd have been sweet. The next one was okay, but you had a shorter time period. But if you had something lined up already, like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna work here anymore. Oh, they doing this DRP, start your new job. A lot of people did that. A lot of people DRP with the Corps, then came back to work as a contractor for the Corps.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Only certain people are allowed to do that, right?
What?
Like you got to be like friends and buddy with people to get that done, right?
Well, all you gotta do is know. Look, for instance, Houston DJ, for instance, he's a QA. If he works for a company and he's working with another, contractor, they loving DJ. DJ's doing a good job. People are like, look, y'all, I'm in a DRP. Can I come work for y'all?
Sure.
There you go.
And then put him right back on the project that he was
And he
already
just got off
knowledgeable on.
of switched hats. Yep, that's all it is.
Yeah.
That would have been
Getting
sweet.
paid.
that happens a lot more than you think.
Getting paid a year's, whatever his salary was for the year, getting paid that in 7 months. And on top of the new job he got. So
That would have been sweet.
yeah.
For sure.
So wait a minute. So a government contractor. So technically, I could be a government contractor.
Yeah.
So what do you? This sound like a play. Look at this. This sound like they talking that lingo, and you got to work a deal now.
Right?
Yeah, man. If you can get you somebody who can build something, yeah.
So wait a minute. What do we technically have to build?
Well, first you got to do, like, for instance, let me not this turn into a job thing, but there's government contracts for everything, right? Not just what we do.
Right.
There's a government contract to paint a building. There's a government contract to build a desk for the people to sit in. There's any way you can get in. The main thing is that you get approved, you get certified, and you get the proper, registration. And once you get in the government system, contractor system, so you can actually look at government contracts that go out, you can bid on anything. That's a open bid.
Yeah, I remember they
IFB.
did that on War Dogs.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff, man.
Hey, I respect that. I forgot what his name was, but I respect that dude who shut the government down because he said, if y'all trying to come for my job, I'm gonna shut the whole country down.
Chuck Schumer.
Shout out to that boy. Chuck Schumer.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chuck Schumer. I understand, bro.
Chuck Schumer.
If Chuck can't be up in the country, if Chuck can't run the country, it ain't gonna be no country.
Facts. But okay. Any final thoughts on that? Like, DJ, what's your updated length on the shutdown?
My updated. Well,
He's stuck.
The whole shutdown.
He's stuck, boy.
We don't know what I want to say, but you know.
How many weeks, DJ? How many weeks? Just give us a week count.
Bro, do you know what stuck mean?
I mean, my gut. All right, so my prediction is we finna ride out majority of October in this shutdown. So I give it at least a sign. I'm with you. I give it another 2 weeks for sure. Anything past that, you know, will really surprise me for sure because they don't want to keep this down. Like Willie said, this is a way for them to get what they want, which is less federal workers. So trust me, a plan is in order for everybody to get what they want. So,
okay. So
he'd be real
so
slimy
three weeks
if he delayed that furlough. If he delayed that furlough pay, he'd be so slimy.
Okay.
I think that's what he's gonna try to do. He's gonna try to delay that furlough pay.
What do you mean by delay furlough pay? What is that?
So he don't want to do that. So furlough is crazy, by the way. Because I think I've been furloughed. Have I? I don't know. Maybe not. But
yeah, you've been furloughed.
Furlough basically means, hey, you go home, but we'll pay you back at some point. So that at some point thing is like, you know, because we got back pay in the government crazy. I don't ever think it. A lot of that comes out in the wash. It ain't ever what you think it is. It's always less than what you think it is on your back pay. But
I done furloughed you plenty time, boy.
They gonna have to find them. The thing with Trump is he don't want to do this furlough pay. He could hang it up in the courts. And let's say these people, you know, they don't get their furlough back pay for like 2-3 months or 2 months. Basically, with furlough, you know you're gonna get paid, but it's not a set time on when you have to get paid. It's pending.
Right. It's kind of like I get it back to you when I get it back to you. Exactly.
No, there's probably some literature about when they have to do it, but he's gonna push it to the limit because he don't want to do it. And if he really a dog, he'll say, "Look, y'all got to take one for the team." And then we really gonna see where these sleeping dogs lie at.
Okay.
2 weeks, ain't.
So what's your prediction, Willie, on the amount of weeks?
Next week, for the sanity of everything involved, next week.
Okay, so 2 weeks for you, 3 weeks for DJ. Okay, what's your prediction?
I give it about a month.
Okay. I think
if it's a month, I'm gonna be in ATX.
I'm gonna revise mine to 3 weeks with DJ. Just based on the way it's looking like. Dude, Trump is here to break records. Like he don't really care. He gonna say, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, they broke the record with him last time.
It's 3 weeks. Oh, okay, bet.
If he go for a month, I'm gonna be in ATX. Y'all doing residencies in ATX?
Hey, what's that?
Yeah, we can put you on the stage.
Y'all think Lil Yak retarded? Y'all ain't can see nothing yet.
We could put you on at the Far Out Lounge.
Oh, word.
Yeah, that's what we could do.
Trump said, Lil Yak
put me on. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Put me on SoCo or Rainy, and I can make that happen.
Oh man.
Or you can put me on Anthony Street where my hombres at, where I walked on Anthony Street and did not get touched.
Probably won't make it back. But
Walked on Anthony Street and don't get touched. Hey, you think you gonna live to see that album come out? I'm
but
just
yo,
saying.
Yeah. I mean, I would. I do think that album, it'll be. I don't want to say that word, but yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and get into a lighter topic. Careers and future. What did you want to do when you grew up, and what do you actually do now, and what changed your mind?
I wanted to be the crocodile hunter. He was like my idol growing up. I wanted to be somebody, either I want to be him or astronaut or work for the Coast Guard. Those were my three big ones. Crocodile hunter, my boy got X by a stingray. That really messed with me as a kid. Y'all can laugh, but that was my dog. Like, I really wanted to work with animals. Like, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Then I thought being an astronaut was cool. And I ain't gonna lie, I saw them in our lifetime, like 2004, right? Columbus spacecraft that crashed, right? I saw that and I was kind of, but I did think at some point I could do some astronaut stuff. And then, I like movies. I saw the movie The Guardian, which I might watch it tonight because on Tubi, and that made me want to join the Coast Guard. The movie with Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher, and so I settled on becoming an engineer, honestly, because I went to school and I didn't know what I wanted to be. So I did what any logical person would be and asked my friends what they were doing. And they said engineering. So I said, that sounds cool to me. And I did biomedical, I did chemical, and I did civil. But I was a biomedical and a chemical engineer before school even started. And then like a month before school started, I switched to civil because I asked Reagan, what he doing? He said, bro, I'm doing civil. I said, bet. And I asked Anthony, what he doing? He said civil. I said, okay, that's two people. I don't know anything. I don't know anybody else doing chemicals, so I switched to civil before classes even started. So to anybody who's in school, bro, you can change your major when they accept you. When you do that orientation, and you pick your little whatever. From that day on, you can change your major, and I changed my major 3 times before I started my freshman year. So there you go.
Oh wow.
And during that time period, I ran that cap compliance from freshman year to senior year to graduation. I don't know about you, Anthony. I think I ran that cap. You know how in that cap you could change your major and see how many credits you had if you started here and all that. I think I did that 100 times.
I didn't know you could do
so
that.
Many times. You can kind of go in and put in there like, okay, if I switch to biology, where would I be? If I switch to business, what classes would carry over? And I did that so many times, dude. But at the end of the day, I never changed my major once I did it, once school started. So
I didn't know you could do that, bro. I never even thought about changing my major.
Wow. I mean, like, what age are we talking about? Are we talking about like at least in high school?
Anytime.
Well, coming to Mississippi State, I plan to go into business and be a stockbroker or investment banker, whatever you want to say. It was always like I wanted to do that before Wolf of Wall Street came out, right? And every time I said that, people were like, wow, like Wolf of Wall Street? And I'm like, man, no. Because then everybody think that I wanted to be that, do like the movie. But that's not, I wanted to be a broker. And A can vouch, I wanted to be a broker way before that movie even came out. But then, once you go so deep into it, I just learned other things. And then that's what really just pushed me. I always had an entrepreneurship. I always was selling stuff, always doing things, making money in various ways. Me and A called it shits and gigs. That's what we used to always call it. Money. It's the S&G money. I say, hey, look, this year we got to make $2,000 off S&G money. You know what I'm saying? We sell little Apple Watches and stuff like that. Ask everybody.
Selling snow cones when we was kids.
Selling snow cones. Yeah.
I want you to talk about that Apple Watch.
But
I know an homeboy.
We're not talking about the Apple Watch. Willie's taught me how to sell the Apple Watch. It was me, Willie, in the library It was me and Willie in the library, and we was writing the description on eBay on how to sell that Apple Watch.
I thought you were gonna send that man an Apple Watch. I didn't know you were gonna send him a bag of rocks. You said it was sending Apple, not Bapple. All right.
Hey, look. Hey, look. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But I mean, so by the time I was 21, 22 years old, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But coming into college, it was stockbroker, it was investment banker. That's what the plan was. And then, I figured, going deeper offer into that, it's like, man, you can make way more than that if you can get if you can start your own company and get it publicly on the stock exchange. You can blow an investment banker's entire salary for 20 years out, and if you can do it right within 5 years, if you can do it right. So that's what pushed me all the way into entrepreneurship. I already had the thumb, but that's what pushed me all the way into it. Since I left college, full-time entrepreneur since. What about you, DJ?
Well, before I go on my rant, I'd have to give a special shout out to Willie for kind of introducing me to what I do now. So shout out to you, Trill. I appreciate you, my brother. Now, I am a construction control representative for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So now this originally started out my plan, not at all. So I had a typical kid's dream. At 12 years old, if you'd have told me I wasn't playing on Sundays, I would have thought you was a bold-faced lie. But reality set in when you get older, you realize that ain't what you meant for. So my original major starting college was sports management because I always wanted to do something in the field. I always want to have an influence on something that I had a passion for. So passion about sports, I want to have some kind of influence on it. And school, going through that, it started out cool, but I had my troubles at times, so I had to come up to a backup plan. So at school,
You wanted to be an
as I
athletic
get out of
director,
that,
right?
that was the original plan. I wanted to be an athletic director. But then I realized that the school system wasn't really something I was 100% fond of. And I didn't really want to get into that aspect. So I had to take a different route. And getting out of school, wasn't really sure of what I wanted to do, really. Didn't know what was going to actually give me that sense of fulfillment that should come from a career choice, So bouncing around different jobs, dealing in labor, going from here, going from there. I mean, with it throughout that process, he a civil engineer, I'm getting a taste of construction from hearing him talk about work, talk about things that he gets to experience. And fortunately, a position comes open with him, and he did his 1-2 and got me in the door, and I appreciate that. And now that I'm here, I'm gaining that sense of fulfillment because at the end of the day, after every project, that's something that you've done that's impacting the world. And hey, I wake up with a smile on my face every morning. I like what I do.
Glad to hear that, man. Jalen, what did you want to do when you grew up? When you were a kid, and what do you actually do now? And what changed your mind or led you to doing what you're doing now?
So as a kid, me and my mom, we watch a lot of like the Travel Channel, a lot of the Food Channel, stuff like that. So like diners and drive-ins and like different shows like that really kind of helped me form what I wanted to be my first like career, really my ultimate career, which was like either just traveling around, showing people what the world was like, just getting paid to like be on TV, travel to places and just like show people what those places looked like. I mean, I had no idea how you can get into that type of thing. And I really don't even know how you could get into that now. But ultimately, when I got later in grade school, I kind of went towards design. I was a big drawer. I drew a lot in class. I doodled a lot in class and stuff like that. And I was just always into just kind of like different things and seeing, concepts come alive. So I wanted to kind of go into designing car exteriors. I like cars a lot, so I really had a dream of like just seeing a car that I designed, just on the highway one day, driving past the car and be like, dang, I thought that was dope. So within that, I ended up going to Disney World quite a few times. My mom, anytime we went somewhere, she want to go to Florida, so we end up in Disney World a lot. So I found out, engineers, they do something similar to that. At the time I didn't really know, in depth what they did. But I did find out that in Disney, the people who do the rides, the animatronics, like the dinosaurs coming out at you, like the different characters that we know and love, that animate these, characters like on the rides and stuff like that, they were called Imagineers. So I found that out and I was like, dang, that sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? I can like design and build like the different robots and dinosaurs that come out at you at Disney World. I was like, dang, that's fire. So ultimately, when I graduated, I kind of gravitated towards something like that, which was mechanical engineering. I felt like there was a broad enough spectrum to be like um in that realm of things that involve what I wanted to do. So I went into that, went to Mississippi State, graduated, and I ended up being an industrial engineer, which is crazy because it's actually something that I said that I would never do. So it was just an opportunity that just kind of fell into my lap. So I ended up trying it out. I didn't want to be, ungrateful or whatever for the opportunity. So I just went ahead with it. So as soon as I graduated, I pretty much had a job, went into that for a little while. So now I'm a project engineer. I feel like I am close to what I wanted to do ultimately. Like I've kind of spread the ground to where I do have experience in the automotive industry since I've been working with tires since I started working, with outside of college. And now since I'm doing projects, I'm working with, high level, high dollar things. So it's like I can combine the two, take that experience and probably ultimately end up designing the cars or doing different things like that. So, ain't no telling. But yeah, I think that's a lot different from what I ultimately wanted to do as far as like travel the world and just just tell people about places and just do different things like that. But in the era that we in now with social media, I mean, you can probably just do that as a side gig. So
Yeah, yeah. So the route to get into it now, I would just say grab a camera and just start going places. Um, but yeah, for me, from day one, I always wanted to be a lawyer, an attorney. And it was mainly just because, I my uncle was an attorney, and I, just thought that he was cool. So, um, yeah, that's kind of just what I wanted to be all the way on up. It's still a small part of me that still wants to be an attorney. As I got older and I learned about what an attorney actually does, I'm a person that loves like planning and strategy. So when I thought about like the strategic approach of like building a case or building a defense or something like that, I just fell in love with it even more. But I did get some advice before I went to college, and it was like, don't go all in on being a lawyer, meaning getting a degree in like political science or something that you can't get a job with when you leave school. Because you can go to, law school with any degree. So that was the advice I took. I said, doctor, lawyer, what's next? Engineer, So originally I was looking at electrical engineering, but it's a heavy civil engineering influence in Vicksburg. So that's what led me to civil engineering. And I've always loved like skyscrapers and, wondered how they worked and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I did that for a couple years, then became a software engineer because um, I always, wanted to learn the code, just build whatever, my mind could think of. Like basically your imagination can come to life in a product or an app. And ultimately, why I'm not a lawyer now is because I think that the ceiling is higher being a software engineer. And when you look at salaries and stuff like that, big tech versus law, you probably can earn more as a software engineer as well. And when you look at the environment, the work environment, a lawyer has to go into an office every day and wear a suit every day, whereas a software engineer can make more, from the comfort of their own home.
So
So
basically, you ain't got no soul. You ain't got no passion. You just out here for the money.
no, that's not it. I'm really out to
Oh
create.
yeah, that's
That's
it.
that's my thing.
I know already
That's
So
know
my
you
you.
didn't
thing.
want to be a lawyer because you didn't want to have to wear a suit every day because you ain't got no swag. Is that what you're trying
No,
to tell
no,
me?
it's mainly about creating for me, man. Like I'm just a person that, like, I'm not a person that tries. I'm a person that does. You know what I mean? Like,
Lawyers can create. It's a lot of boys who are in jail. You could
nah,
create
they
them
can't.
a new a
Like,
new reality.
like I used to hate because I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan, right? And Kobe, he always preached work ethic, man. You gotta hone your craft and work on it. And I used to always be like, man, you can't wake up in the morning and civil engineer. You just can't do that. Like you need a project and all this stuff. So you just can't do it. But with code, I can wake up in the morning and just code. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more of my realm of thing. You know, you can't wake up in the morning and lawyer. You just can't do it. Practice law. So who knows, man?
What you mean? Your case
As
went on for 24 hours. You got to get a man. You got to get a man off these charges. That's a round the clock job.
That's fair. But who knows, man? I might end up going to law school. My mama told me she want a doctor. She want to have a kid that's a doctor. Come a lawyer, you get that Juris Doctor. So who knows, man? If I decide to get into politics or something like that, it seems like they like
And see,
lawyers
the
more.
beauty of what you're saying is, Anthony, to surmise what everybody's saying is this right here. We are 30 years old or so. Bruh, it's absolutely limitless what we can do. You want to go be a lawyer? Go be a lawyer. Willie, if you want to go work for NASA and be an astronaut, go be an astronaut. Like, I've been a civil engineer for 6 years now, but I've done acting. Like, what I've realized is that when you expose yourself, I think Jalen was talking about that, when you just put yourself out there, you never know where you can find, right? You never know. Oh, this can lead here, this can lead there. DJ talking about sports management, he could do that on the side. Like he's literally in Chattanooga. They have a minor league baseball team
Yeah.
there. I'm sure they have volunteer, not volunteer, but they have opportunities for you to work with the team all the time. Literally, I see them all the time. When the Mississippi Braves were here, you could do so much stuff. Like Anthony was saying, correlating him, just a skill. They had video stuff. Dude, you didn't have to be no professional. If you went in there and showed them a profile, a portfolio of you making videos and XYZ, blase, blase, of course they would hire you, right? So it's just a lot of this stuff is just exposure and putting yourself out there. And so I agree. If I want to go work with animals and be crocodile hunter, damn it, I'm gonna be crocodile hunter. So, or
That was gonna be my next question. Like, so you want to do a part-time job as a crocodile hunter?
dude, I thought about doing part time. Like honestly speaking, my this gonna sound so crazy and kind of lame. My thing was I was hoping one day before you know before I got to where I'm at financially now, making what I'm making. I was like, dude, I could work for the Corps and because I was an office engineer. Now I'm a field engineer, so it's a little different. But I could work for the Corps, and dude, I could go manage a GameStop, and that would be so cool. Like I thought being a manager at GameStop and like getting release. I'd be like, bro, my friends ask for a game, I can get them releases. I could get in the
Why you
room,
looking like
and
that,
like,
Arcade?
and like my biggest thing was hoping that one day I could get on IGN and just do IGN stuff. Like that was the inner nerd in me. I still want to do like before I die, I still want to voice an anime. Like that's the pinnacle. If I'm able to be an anime character, I don't care if it's just a 3 line thing.
I'm glad we got
That's
this
my
recorded, man.
That's my thing. But yeah. By the way, I just got hit up for doing another for hitting up a short film. So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like you could for audition for a
See,
short film.
you like
So
into technology and stuff like that. Like you into all the gadgets and gizmos, Willie.
yeah.
Okay, like y'all, your stuff updated. Like
Oh, bro, come on. What I tell you to call me when I get on this phone? Big 17. Come on, bro. I'm with it every day. I'm with it every way possible when you get it like that. But now for real,
ain't it
I have
crazy?
been
The
trying.
tech buff had an iPhone 4 2 days ago.
Hey, bro, call me what you want, but you can't call me broke. iPhone
I
17,
ain't say you
Shawty.
was
You
broke.
see
I
me?
said your equipment trash.
Hey, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Dude, are you at a gym right now?
Third workout of the day. And I'm taking these gas station jiggers.
What is
Yeah.
happening right now?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, kids, don't pop perks. Pop jiggers.
Man, hey, look,
I don't know
y'all.
what's
I'll take
happening
that one
right
no
now.
more.
He
I'll
said,
take that one.
bro, if y'all ever seen NBA YoungBoy with something crazy happen, how he be looking, that's how I be feeling when it's Willie. You know that nigga was dancing on stage. You ever see that video? That nigga was dancing crazy on stage, and then he looked at his brother. He did this.
Bro, don't know
Hey,
you.
he told Drewski. Hey, he told Drewski. He said, "Let me see your outfit." And Drewski had like a suit on right here, but then he stood up. He had on some drawers, and then he fell trying to stand up, and he just did this. That's how I feel looking at Willie on here. I just feel that moment. Just, bro, what's going on? This man got a handful of pills, a fucked up line in the gym with a collared shirt on. What the heck?
I mean, he is in a hotel gym with
Nah,
a Nike
Tiger
polo
did.
shirt.
Tiger did send me a little bit. You working out in that?
That boy high. What the fuck? I know a junkie when I see. I live in Austin, Texas. Why I know a J when I see. That boy geek. Hey, where you taking a shower at, Willie? Under the bridge.
Where you taking a shower at? Kind of
Yo.
question.
Okay, let's move to this. Fine. Anybody got any quick hit suggestions?
We had one.
I
Jalen, do
got
you think?
I got a quick hit. Or go ahead and go, Arcane.
Nah, you go ahead. Mine
Oh,
quick.
mine's just a little simple one. Back on the tech community thing. I know y'all saw where Microsoft, basically Xbox, is raising the prices on 3 and 4 year old systems. Basically, do y'all think that this is it, bro? That this is Xbox throwing in the towel, saying, "Look, like I hate a monopoly in the gaming world, and I never owned an Xbox, and y'all might have. But the fact that now basically all the Xbox exclusives, or most of them, are coming over to PlayStation, and with them raising their prices on systems that came out 2 3 years ago, and the whole Xbox Game Pass thing becoming like $40 a month now or something like that. Y'all think it's over with for Microsoft when it comes to the gaming world? Because Sony's just chilling. I mean, Sony is just re-releasing basically the same product over and over, but it's working. So I don't know if y'all are big into that.
I mean, I feel like it's just the unification of everything. I mean, I feel like the crossplay was the first step to that. Then this is the next step. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna do something like a universal console or something like that, but
Nah,
essentially,
dude,
yeah.
dude, there was a time, Jalen, where you had fans, you had people who were PlayStation like me. I've only owned Sony. Then you had Nintendo, which was its
Console
own
wars.
thing. Console wars. Now that's over with. Like Nintendo, they're always going to exist because of just the nature of what they are. Right? No one really does what they do. But Xbox was like America. Like people, my homeboys was like, "No, bro, we USA, we Xbox, we whatever." And Xbox is kind of like like where PlayStation kept pushing the envelope, essentially Sony kept saying, "What can we do? What can we do to beat Xbox?" Okay, they got Xbox Live. We got free. Well, we don't have Xbox Live, but if you get a PlayStation 3, you can play online for free versus the monthly fee. Now I feel like Xbox is just like, whatever, bro. We just gonna if y'all want to play Halo, huh? If you don't, who cares? I don't know. I just hate to see.
So is Halo?
But
Halo is an
Xbox was free
Xbox
to play
exclusive?
online before PlayStation was. If I remember correctly.
No, it made you pay for Xbox Live, but when PS3, when it like, because PS3 was Sony's first online thing. When it first came out, you could just play for free. But what were you saying, Arcane? Yeah, Halo is like the last thing, but they're not making any more Halos, and they are slowly allowing PlayStation to take their exclusives. Like you can't play God of War on Xbox, but you can play some of those Xbox games on PlayStation.
I mean, I think there are, of course, going to be Xbox diehards, but for the fair weather people who don't really. Well, I think people choose their console based on what their friends have. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
for sure,
So
for sure.
if a fan group, whenever the next generation comes out, if a fan group says, "Man, Xbox Live is too expensive," and PlayStation got
Yep.
more games, I'm gonna get a
So
PlayStation this time.
Well, they ain't
I
making no
wanted
more
to verify,
Xboxes.
but it's not as one sided as that. So PlayStation is also giving titles to Xbox as well. So it's not
Like what?
necessarily just a one side like Hell Divers and stuff like that. Apparently,
Right, but
so
but
it's kind of is I feel like it's not something like okay, Microsoft is throwing in the towel. I mean, I think they'll continue to because I mean, even you said that Sony is re-releasing the same thing. So I mean,
well,
if both of them following that model, I just feel like they're just like I said, just
the thing
unifying.
with Sony is I see a vision, right? They're dropping games, they're dropping systems. I don't think there's gonna be another Xbox. I think that was the last Xbox that just came out. Because why else would you raise the prices on systems that came out 5 years ago? Like the Xbox One S has got a price increase. The Xbox One S came out like in 2022.
I'm just trying to think of a similar business model where when they got ready to like leave the business, they raised the prices. I feel like it's
Sony
almost been the
just
opposite.
Sony just got ahead of the game by getting God of War, making it theirs, making Spider-Man relevant, right? Because that's what really got the movies popping was the game. Before the whole Tom Holland Spider-Man, that adding that Spider-Man in there in that gap with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, that kind of just pushed them they pushed them through the roof with the gaming.
I mean, I feel like Spider Man was popular outside of the
But
games as
Quick
no, no,
hit,
no, no,
quick
no,
hit,
no.
movies.
quick hit,
Quick
quick hit,
hits, quick
Willie. You
hits.
get right back to it.
You good.
Jalen,
Keep going. Give me all.
Jalen, who was the best Spider-Man? Go.
Toby, hands down.
Well, hey, who was the best Spider-Man? Go.
Toby.
DJ, who was the best Spider-Man? Go.
Toby.
Arkeem, who was the best Spider-Man? Go. Toby. Willie, who was the best Spider-Man?
Toby. Toby.
Well, I thought you said you said
Who
Tom Holland was.
he was until recently, until I just rewatched Spider-Man 2. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
You were considering a different route?
Tom is the most authentic Spider-Man. Tom is who Spider-Man's supposed to be. But Toby gave the blueprint. But if you asking me if is it about who did it first or who did it better, I'm gonna say Tom. But
All right,
I
I'm
think
gonna keep
Andrew's
you
the
off this
most
part.
realistic Spider Man with the wit, the goofiness. Like,
well,
See,
they all old
that's
as
what I
they
hate.
all old as yeah, they all
yeah.
old as hell though. I mean, Tom is legit. Tom was Spider-Man. He was like a kid. He looked like a kid. And it's just flowing with him. Now this
I like
next
the
movie gonna make or break
maturity
him.
of the Toby Maguire Spider-Mans, the
Mm,
seriousness.
I
Like
like
yeah.
when he
the new
said,
The
Spider-Mans are just so
story.
like he's just a goof, like
But that's Spider Man, though. Like,
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. No,
and
I
now what
think
I'm
I
saying,
do agree with Anthony.
the reinvention they did with Toby, that was the better direction in my opinion. Because
yeah, I
it's
like
like
those. I like that
like
direction.
Spider-Man is a huge character. We want him to be an Avenger. The way the current Spider-Man acts, you wouldn't even trust him to save the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine when Tom Holland is like 10 years older than he is now, and he looks like a grown man. He's still gonna be making little wise cracks and Mr. Stark, I didn't know that I was this far away from home. Like,
See,
you know
now
what I'm
you,
That's just
now
how
you
he
saying?
like,
is,
now,
man. That's just how
now
that's
you,
just how he is as a hero, bro. Everybody
now
got
you
their
capping,
quirks.
now you capping out a little bit. You wilding out now, Anthony. I ain't gonna lie to you. You wilding out a whole lot. Because you gotta think about it. In them Spider-Man movies, the Tom Holland ones, the first through the third one, he basically go from being a freshman to being a senior in high school. When it comes to Tobey Maguire in the first three movies, he goes from being in high school to being a grown man. So Tom's still in high school. Even when they do Avengers Endgame, he's like Mr. Stark. He's on top of the thing, right? He's still like in high school when all that stuff's going on. He's just
Hey, look.
lame.
No. See, exactly. He was a
I'm just
lame
saying, I
and he
don't think he gonna
stayed a
grow up.
lame. Toby, he came into his own. He wasn't
Man,
always a lame.
y'all saw
You saw that
Spider-Man
boy had
3.
that. He had that 50 in his hand. He walked up to that waiter. He said, "Find us some shade. Thanks, hot legs." Gave her that 20, boy. Come on, bro. He came into his own. Come on, Willie. Come
I
on
know
with it.
you saw Spider-Man 3. Hold on, I can put the
Yeah,
camera
that's what
on.
I'm talking about when he was walking
And
down,
Spider-Man
walking
3,
down
when
the
he did
street.
this, when he walked down the street and he came out that thing, he said,
All right, I got it pulled up. I got it pulled up. I
Yeah.
got it pulled up.
Yeah. See,
the tape, roll the tape.
That boy tough, man.
See, that's when that's when Tom took over. Cause let's be real,
No,
bro.
bro.
That's
Tom
when
ain't never
Tom
been
took
that
over.
hard.
Stop it.
Hey,
It's
Tom
like
ain't
shoot
never
you
went down.
sometimes.
find us some shade.
Yeah, name one time Tom ever said something like that, bro. You're a fucking brute.
Tom ain't stunned like that, bro. He ain't
Tom
coming like
said,
that.
"Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good," and that set the city on fire.
Man,
He
nah,
said,
man.
"Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good." Look, Tom was slaw on them hoes. Let's just be real. Every team that he with then got batted. And for the most
Man,
part,
that's Andrew.
you can look at Toby like that too, because his team got took. Mary Jane was up there with that soldier boy. And you know he was doing them. So, and then Peter Parker really should have ended up with that country bumpkin that was making them cookies. Oh, long neck Sally. Look.
Yeah, you can call it that. You can call it that because, you know what they some deleted scenes.
You know, Black Suit Spider-Man, that they're saying, Anthony, I don't know if you heard Dr. Connors when he said it amplifies things of the host. So that wasn't Peter, bro. That was Black Suit. So that's like Stefan and Steve. See, that was Stefan speaking, bro. We know how Toby moved, bro. Come on now.
All I saw was Toby walking down the
Hey,
street
Toby
doing like
pulled
that.
We know how Peter moved, bro. That wasn't Padre.
Well,
That was Peter, bro.
who gets more
Toby pulled
rank?
Mary Jane, so
That's what I
that
was
was
going
the
to say.
father.
Which
The
Mary
suit.
Jane looked better? Who get more rank there?
The one in
Man,
the
what's
second one.
crazy is I did not mess with Kirsten Dunst growing up, but as an adult, I'm like, man, she was alright. Like,
Bro,
I
she
see
was
what
the
they was doing.
baddest in the second movie. But you know what was going on in the second movie? She was not with Peter. She was with Homeboy. She was with Jonah's son, Jonah Jameson. She with his son at the
And doing
ball.
more kissing on Spider-Man than anybody else.
And he was putting her through the ball. You feel me?
Man, she was more on Spider-Man,
Hey
man. She
man, you
just
can
didn't
say
know it
what
was
you
Peter.
want, but Spider-Man, he repped that Marvel, so he cool with me.
Shut up. You a DC dog anyway. What's the last Marvel show you watched then? Exactly. But didn't you watch Penguin? Okay.
Yeah, I watched Penguin.
Okay. I rest my case.
So just because I watch it mean I'm in the game?
What's more of your life, Peter Parker or Falco Carmine?
Oh, Peter Parker for sure. See that boy walking down there? You see that boy walking down that street just looking at girls? Seen her walk by. He said, "That's enough of that." I said, "What?" See, you saw the G-rated version. The real one, that girl walked by, that boy said,
Look, bro. Well, you're right, bro. I'm more Carmine Falcone, and I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to expose too much on the phone.
He had too many. Man, look, I just like the coming of age. He was lame. You know, it's just like the best movies are when a dude start out lame, but then he become cool. He don't stay a lame. You know what I mean? Like Tom Holland, like he still is a total L7. But we can move to something else if y'all want to. He a sucker ducker lame, man.
Yeah, he is. I just don't.
Are we speaking? Are we speaking on Young Thug today? Because, bro, I ain't gonna lie. That little compilation thing that I saw when they was talking about his interviews, bro, that's some of the funniest stuff
That
was
ever.
funny.
When that man said, he said Drake sent Thug bankroll. Bro, they ain't sent no bankroll. Bro, who Wham? I'm Wham. From now
Talking
on,
about little
bro,
baby. You talking about little baby, man.
I'm Wham.
Oh,
Nah, I gotta take Wham from Lil Baby. I'm Wham.
You gotta take away from the baby.
Whenever he said wham, I thought he was talking to me. I look around the room and say, what are we talking to me?
he said
Wham. Wham, pick up the phone.
Hey,
That's the only song I play out that album.
I saw Summer Walker with a post, and it was like it just had somebody had her like looking sad, and it said, "Damn, Gunna ain't sent Thug no bankroll."
Gunna ain't sent Thug no bankroll. He said Drake sent Thug a big bankroll. Gunna ain't sent Thug no bankroll.
Big man.
He said, I made you. You know, God made him, but I made your career.
But I
What did he
helped.
say, bro? But I helped. he said, man, I ain't want to make no more music, man. I don't got my dog with me, bro.
I ain't got my
See,
twin,
y'all
with me, bro.
understand?
I
I ain't got
twin.
twin. You don't understand what he's saying when he
Bruh,
said,
I
he ain't got
found
that
it. I
twin.
That
found
nigga
it.
said,
I found it.
Bro, please
it's
play
so
this,
funny.
bro.
I
Please
couldn't
play
get love from
this.
my niggas. I couldn't get love from my family. So I
Here we
went to
go.
niggas.
Bro, yes.
So
Run
why
it
we
back,
go to jail
Ray.
for the rest of our lives?
My bad.
Man, please play this.
Prison for the rest of our life. Whoop de do. We go to prison, nigga, and we fight to get out this bitch. When you got out of jail, you didn't help Slime at all. Savage sent money to Thug. Wham sent money to Thug. Pluto sent money to Thug. Cash sent money to Thug. Drake sent crazy bankroll to Thug. Gunna didn't send no bankroll to Thug. Nigga, I created you, nigga. Well, God created you, but I helped. Those two point ways shaped me so many different ways. Like me not getting love, the proper love from my entire family made me seek love from niggas and women. Bro, how the fuck is you going like just man to man? How the hell can you go against the grain? What the music is, son? You just play with some hard ass shit now. Cause I just don't got my twin, bro. I don't got my friends, bro. I'm just fucked up, right? I'm fucked up, bro.
Fucked up, bro.
The nigga who I be with every day, I don't got him no more, bro. I'm fucked up, bro. Damn. I'm fucked up, bro. I don't know what to do, bro. Like, fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop de do. We go to prison, nigga, and we fight to get out this bitch.
My favorite part is
that
You got out of jail, you didn't help Slime at all.
When he buck his eyes like that, and he gonna look over. That's my favorite. Why is he looking at him like?
Why he looking like that?
Savage sent money to Thug. Wham sent money to Thug. Pluto sent.
Bro, when he look at that camera, then turn over and look, dude, I fell out.
When he said, I ain't get love from my family, and then he said, I try to get love from niggas. And it was at pause. I said, whoa, whoa. He said, yeah. All them days of wearing a dress and saying boo and all that, I said, yeah. All that just went flashing through my head. I said, oh, yeah.
He was just in total disbelief when he said, how could you go against the grain?
The grain. Wham, pick up the phone.
At the end of the day, though, Young Thug, bro, it's just kind of like I
that
seen him call
album,
out academics. That album trash. But
Yeah.
hey,
The
bro,
Supernova version added some tracks I like.
Miss My Dog's the best song because Wham, pick up the phone, but he got that song that says, I call him nigga. Nigga, I said, oh my God.
I
I
said, man,
said,
he
yeah.
resorted to
Man, I said, bro.
this.
I
That's what I
said,
said. I said, this
ooh, we.
man desperate, bro.
Dude, that album was so trash. I played the whole album, and a song came on that I just basically snapped back into reality. I said, dang, I've been playing this song a lot, hadn't it? Bro, I didn't even realize that I played through that whole album. When I got to that song, he said, I call my ops nigga. Nigga. I said, oh, I said, they cleared this. Yeah, I felt like Kanye when old buddy said, "You ain't put Soulja Boy on the voice. Why you take Soulja Boy off the verse?" And Kanye said, hey, "You heard that verse, did
Man, you heard that?
Oh my gosh, that was terrible, dude. Oh, whew.
Yeah, man.
He ain't come
I
with
hated
it.
to say it, man. This was full circle for me. Like after how he was moving prior to the album dropping, you know, I had already declared him a major lane for doing
Man.
that. You know, moving how he was moving, snitching and telling everybody business.
That right.
But when he came out with this
Hey,
album
that
right here,
rise,
bro, I
that
said, yeah,
rise and fall
this a wrap.
documentary by itself. That rise and fall documentary gonna be a classic.
Wham picked up the phone. Hey, bro, I gotta be
But yo,
Wham. Can I take Wham from he got a lot of names. Little baby got a bunch of names. Let me be Wham. I just look like somebody named Wham.
as long as I'm preem, bro, you can be well. But
See, we agreed to that last time, but I couldn't be Javinci Red. I said, can I be Javinci Red or Flaws Javinci? And you said, nah. I said, oh damn. But you can be Preem, okay.
man, don't make me name drop up in here. Don't make me
Just let me
name
be
drop.
Wham.
Because she said that you used to be flaking. She said, yeah, I call him Flaky Willie. I said, oh really? I call him Flodge Red. She said, Flodge? What's Flodge? I said, that's like when somebody
She thought that
acting
was
like
fly.
she's like, what's Flodge? I said, that's when somebody acting like something, but they really not. She said, oh, Flodge. I said, yeah, Flodge Red.
So you
But
cap just
see, I
like Gucci
would put a
Man.
name on it. I would put a name on it.
Put a name on it then. Put a
But
name
see,
on it.
I don't really mess with nobody that I feel like a sucker. But anyway, man, appreciate y'all for joining the pod. It's been a great discussion. Talked about Diddy, Kyren, Lacy, government shutdown, and a few other hypotheticals. We got 5 fouls, and we about to foul out. Peace.
Wham, pick up the phone. Wham.